You look like you've bought a Harmony Hub! You idiot! It's garbage, isn't it? I bet you feel like you've been kicked in the balls by a string of circus animals, don't you? Sorry. I meant to say, it's very restrictive, isn't it? The new RM4 Pro from Broadlink works with Alexa, Google Home, If This Then That, and that strangest of bedfellows, Siri shortcuts. Not only can it replace your infrared remotes to control televisions, set-top boxes, and AV equipment, it can also control super cheap RF plug sockets and light switches too. So what are you waiting for? Go out and get yourself a Broadlink RM4 Pro today! What do you mean you've heard all that before? You're right, of course, the Broadlink RM Pro already did all this in spades. So what is new about the RM4 Pro? Apart from the number 4, obviously. Well, the first thing is, it is so shiny that my heart left my body and did laps around the room. But so much more important than that, this is the first device ever that I've owned that can control my projector screen. So lower the projector screen.
Okay.
The reason I've never been able to control that screen with my Broadlink RM Pro is because my Broadlink RM Pro has a 433 MHz chip in it. My screen is 315 MHz. The Broadlink RM4 Pro that I've now got has both a 315 MHz and a 433 MHz chip in it and can control both types of technology. Now this particular RM4 Pro has to be bought from AliExpress. If you buy the one from Amazon, you will end up with a Broadlink RM Pro that can only control the 433 MHz protocol. Broadlink are still shipping both types, so they'll ship a single 433 MHz chip to the ones bought on Amazon, but if you go on AliExpress, you can get the dual band version. This is a massive deal and well worth the investment. That's not even all of the improvements. If you have an infrared blaster on your phone, you can now control your TV through your phone using the Broadlink app, which is mental. Broadlink are also telling me that the RM4 Pro can now control wireless streaming devices and that they've already implemented Roku. Every smart home company in the industry right now is trying to get you to buy this device, and then buy this device, and then buy this device. So they'll sell you like a remote that will send frequencies off to your dehumidifier and your aircon unit, and then they'll send you a separate device that's listening out for changes in your environment such as temperature and humidity. Broadlink's latest piece of innovation is to give you this thing, which is the remote, and give you a power supply that has a sensor on it that senses temperature and humidity. This is insane. This means the temperature can be picked up by She That She Not Be Named and Google Home, and you can ask for the temperature by voice in both. It's also displayable in the She That She Not Be Named app if you want to view it visually. The humidity sensor apparently doesn't work yet in either Google Home or She That She Not Be Named, but both sensors can be used in the routines section of the Broadlink app anyway, so you've basically got the best of both worlds regardless. So I've always found the Harmony Hub's setup process to be a nightmare-inducing hellscape straight out of the pit of Satan's butt crack. So I thought I'd show you just how easy by comparison the Broadlink RM4 Pro is to set up. Check this out. Step 1, we need to add our new friend to our Wi-Fi network, so I'm going to put something pointy in my new friend's hole. In the app, if you click the plus button, then add a device, many Broadlink devices will just appear and configure themselves. which is absolutely mental. If your device doesn't just simply appear, then all you need to do is put your Wi-Fi details in and it will connect your device to the network. Give your device a name, preferably not Shirley. Unless of course you want to say, Alexa, turn Shirley on. You might do. Maybe you're crazy. That's the RM4 Pro connected to your Wi-Fi. How easy was that? So I've added my device to the network and it's now time to add remotes to my device. I'm going to start out with Virgin as my example because people who watch Sky are the devil. If you want... What am I on about? On a side note, why did Richard Branson call his company Virgin? Can you imagine being sat at that meeting table and him saying, "What should we call our company, gentlemen?" And the guy in the corner said, "I've never been with a woman." And Richard Branson looks over at him like this. Virgin! What? Why? I digress. So if you choose set-top box from the menu, you can search for the manufacturer of your device in both their database or the user-uploaded database if it's not in there. And when you find it, your RM Pro will be automatically configured to control your set-top box, and all you have to do is tell Broadlink what room it's in and give it a name. Preferably not Shirley. You can now turn things on and off, which is awesome, but if you want to actually be able to change channel at the press of a button, we can do that too. In your brand spanking new remote, click the Ch button and select Get Channel List from Carrier. You then select your country, your locale, and then your provider, and Bob's your proverbial uncle, a bunch of flipping TV channels. Pressing any of these in the app will dial the right numbers for that station. Brilliant. My TV remote is made by a company with a symbol instead of a name. I think they are Prince. So I need to add the remote manually, and you might be in that position too. So I'm now going to take you through the manual process for adding a TV remote. So you're going to go to the same menu again, plus button, top right hand corner, and then IR/RF remote. This time you're going to select TV, and you'll be faced with a warning that tells you this will not detect Bluetooth remotes, unfortunately, because it doesn't have a Bluetooth transceiver in it. If your remote is Bluetooth, you're going to have to buy one of these things. On the next page, just click Can't Find My Brand and then choose the room that your TV is in and then name your device. Your remote is now created, but it has no idea how to do anything. Every time you press one of the grayed out buttons, it will ask you, "Please teach me how to do that." All you do is you pick up your existing remote for your TV, you press the on button in the app, and then you press the on button on your remote, and it learns that button. You then move on to the next button, volume, up, down, etc, until you have programmed up every single button. I'm now going to teach it to control this light bulb. Don't tell me what I can and can't call my plug sockets. The reason I'm going to program it in as a light bulb is because Alexa and Google Home cannot discover user-defined remotes. She can only discover light bulbs. So I'm now going to convince her that this is a light bulb, which won't be difficult because she's a massive idiot. So once again, I'm going to click the plus button and then choose Add IR/RF remote because that's what we're programming up. And I'm going to choose bulb because it's totally a bulb, dude. And then we're going to click Add Appliance. We're going to press OK to the boring warning message that means absolutely nothing to me. And this time I'm going to again click Can't Find My Brand, learn the remote right away because it stands no chance of knowing what this plug socket is. I'm going to choose RF remote because it is an RF remote that I'm teaching it. It asks me to put it in a room. I'm going to put it in the bedroom. I'm going to name my device. And this one I'm going to call bedroom lamp because I'm just going to stick a dumb lamp into my plug socket and my plug socket is going to act as the on-off switch for my lamp. Save. I'm going to press I know it because whatever the hell that says, I definitely know it. Use device now. Once again, all the buttons are grayed out because it has no idea what any of these buttons do, so I'm going to press OK to the warning message. I'm going to press the on button, which is grayed out, and it's going to say, teach me how to do that. So I'm going to press Start Learning, and I'm going to click Learn Simple RF Code, because I'm going to teach it from this remote. If you're in the EU, the frequency range will almost certainly be 433 MHz because almost everything that is RF based in the EU is, and if you're in the US, it will be 315 MHz for the same reason. I'm going to press the on button on the remote. It's received the signal. So I'm going to press that button and it's testing the frequency, and I can see that it has controlled the plug socket successfully, so that has worked. Yes, it has been taped. I now just need to repeat the process for the off button, and that's it. That's it, I now have an on and an off button in my on-screen remote to control my plug socket. Awesome. I now want to be able to control these things using She That Should Not Be Named or Google Home. This is dead easy. All you've got to do is add the Broadlink skill to your account for She That Should Not Be Named or Google Home, and it will automatically discover all of those devices. For She That Should Not Be Named, just go to the skills and games, search for the Broadlink skill, and enable it. Sign in with your Broadlink details by clicking the Broadlink account button, and She That Should Not Be Named will discover all of the devices associated with your Broadlink account. Job done. If you're from the future, you might find that you can already switch TV channels just by saying, change channel to BBC One. At the moment, right here in my time, there is a slight bug, and this is a bit hit and miss. I can say, choose channel 101, I can't say, choose BBC One HD. She gets confused. But I found a solution for this already. All you need to do is create a scene. I don't mean the kind of scene where you're sat in a restaurant and your missus has just dumped you for some bloke named Richard. Richard! True story. I'm talking about the kind of scene that controls smart home equipment in multitude. All you need to do to create a scene is follow these steps. In the Broadlink app, click on the plus button and choose Add a Scene, then choose General Scene and give it a name. You want to call it BBC One if that's the channel that you want to teach to She That Should Not Be Named or Google Home. You then simply add the BBC One button to your scene by clicking Add Device and then browsing to that button. Once it's added in and you save your scene, She That Should Not Be Named will automatically discover that scene and you'll be able to say the words, turn BBC One on. Doesn't get any easier than that. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please give it a thumbs up. That'll tell YouTube it was a good video and more people should see it. If you want to see some more of this guy, hit that subscribe button and ding that bell. If you ding the bell, it lets YouTube know that you want to be notified when I upload videos. These amazing people here are my patrons from Patreon, and they make these videos happen. Without them, this would not be a possibility. If you want to be one of those guys, you can do that at either Patreon or buy me a one-off beer at PayPal, and either way, I'll love you forever. These are my social medias, my Facebooks, my Twitters, and my Instagrams. Come and hang out there. We can be best friends. I'll see you next time. Richard! That has a sensor on it that's smelling? It's not smelling anything. It doesn't have a nose. Pit of Satan's butt crack. Butt crack. Butt crack. Try saying it properly. Richard!